So hello everyone, welcome to this another video of Spring REST playlist. I am Abhishek Verma and in today's video we are going to learn about Spring Boot admin. First of all, we are going to create a client and then we are going to create a server. Now this video was not a part of this playlist when I started with this particular playlist. But then we created a video on actuators, and in actuators, as you see that we can get a lot of data in the format of JSON. But then monitoring the application even with the help of that JSON or an XML data is not that easy, and hence Spring Boot admin can help us in that particular part. Just with the help of one single Spring Boot admin server, we can monitor multiple applications. So here, although our application is very short, but later on, let's say you are going to create a microservices. So at that point of time, it is going to be very helpful because for each and every client, it is going to provide you an UI which is going to look something like this. For this, we just need to add a dependency and a minimum configuration. Not only this, we can even send the mails whenever the application or you can see the client goes up or down, and hence it is going to be very helpful. So without wasting any more time, let's directly get started and see how the things are going to look like. So now we are in the IDE, and before we start with our today's demo, first of all, let's do a quick recap and see what we did last time in demo number 18. For this, I will go here, then I will go to this UML diagram. And here, let me just increase the size a bit, something like this. I hope now it is much more readable, and let me just drag it like this. So first of all, we were having the demo class, which was just containing the main method. Then from there, we were moving onwards towards the controller layer. Controller was just having one single API. Then from there, we were going towards the service layer. It was having an interface and the implementation class. Then from there, we were moving towards the repository layer. We were also having owner mapper to convert DTO to entity and vice versa. Then we were also having the exception controller advice as well as the owner not found exception, which is a custom exception in our case. We were having the owner DTO and the pet DTO. Both of them were having one-on-one relationship. Under pet DTO, we were having domestic pet DTO and the world pet DTO. Then as an enum, we were having gender and pet type. Then beside this, we were having the entity classes for owner and the pet, again one-on-one relationship. Under pet, we were having domestic pet and the wild pet. We were also having the DTO for the error. So these were the main things. Beside this, if I show you, so we created something as locale config. So if I just double click on this one, then you will remember that this bean we created so that it can automatically load all the property files whose name is starting with the word as messages. Now you will say that why there are so many properties while starting with the term as messages, because if I show you here, first of all, we were having messages.properties file, which was containing the message in English, and then beside this we were having the files in Hindi. So I can scroll here and you can see that it is showing in Hindi. Same way we were having the language in Kannada, Malayalam, Nepali, Comorian, Tamil, Telugu and Yoruba. So all these files we created last time. Then I also shown you that how you can customize these things, not only the messages but also the date part. So the date we can show directly, and for that we don't even need something as properties file. But all these things were explained in detail in that previous demo number 18. So in case you haven't watched it, then first of all, you can watch that also. Otherwise, if you wish, you can directly jump on with this particular demo. Now let me just close it and let's go back towards our today's demo. That is demo number 19. But a unique thing which you will see today is that instead of calling it as demo number 19, I'm calling it as demo 19 client. The reason is that today we are going to create two demos. One is going to be the client and the other one is going to be the server, where this client is going to register itself. So first of all, if I just show you this client, so here you will see that there is nothing new. We are just having the basic dependencies which we were using since starting of this playlist. So there is starter dependency, web dependency, data GPA, MySQL, Lombok, Mapstruct and the actuator. So this dependency is required so that you can enable the actuators, and the complete details I have already shown in this demo number 11 also. So basically it is just a copy of demo number 11 as of now, and later on we are going to make the changes. Then here if I show you, so basically in this controller we are having only one API, that is to find all the owners. Then we have also created some custom actuators also, so these were also created by us. And then if I take you to this resources, that is application.properties file, so here you will see that first of all I'm calling it as demo client. Now this name is very important here, yeah, why so, that you will come to know afterwards. Then next thing you will see that we are having the database URL, database username, password, auto DDL update, show SQL true as always. Then beside this, related to the actuator, so now all these things were the properties for the actuator. So you know that by default it will only show you the health endpoint, and for health also it will just say up by default, yeah. But in case if you want to see more details, so we can say here always. Also if you say no, I want to see other endpoints also, so you can say here web exposure include star. Star means that you are going to see each and everything. Otherwise if you wish, you can just mention the specific ones, like you can say health comma info comma trace comma beans comma config or something like this. And then there is something like info also. So by default again this info is going to be empty only, but in case if you say no, I want to add more messages to this info, then you can add those here also. So what I have added is, first of all, in the app name I'm just providing the same app name. Again it is your choice, whatever you wish to do. And in the message I'm saying something very important, that you should be subscribing to this channel if you wish to learn Java in detail. So if you are coming here for the first time, then please ensure that you subscribe to this channel, because in this channel there are so many videos for you guys. Yeah. Then this was the main thing. And now let me quickly just start the demo and show you that currently how it is looking like, what all APIs we are having. I mean, basically I have shown you that we are having find all owners, but this besides that also, what all different things are available. So now if I go here, so here also you see I have created one demo 19 client, and the other one is demo 19 server, which we are going to create in our application also very soon. Then here first one is this find all owners, and if I click on this send, you will see it is providing me a list of all the owners, and there were 17 owners. There is nothing new in this particular API as of now. Then if you will click on this one, so this is my custom actuator, the custom endpoint which we created, that is custom info. And what it will tell you is that since how many seconds or since how many minutes our application is up. So this is something custom which we created. Then I also created something as toggle uptime, and using this you can enable or disable whether you wish to see that uptime or not. Then I also created something as reset uptime info. Here the main goal was just to show you that how you can create your custom endpoints. As of now there is nothing importance for these endpoints, but maybe in your case you need those things, but you don't know that how to create. So the goal is that from here you learn how to create, and then depending on your requirement you can create them, and then maybe you can comment on this channel that okay, you used it for this particular purpose. Yeah. Then another important one is get all actuators. So if we click send on this, so you will see that basically it is showing you all the links or all the actuator URLs which are available. So first one is this self only, and the other one is like custom info which we created. Then we are having more something as beans, we are having something as cache, we are having something as health, we are having as info, conditions, config props, and all these things are available. env is also available here. Yeah. So what I will do is I will just click on this health as of now and something like this, and you will see it will open up here. Now if I will click on this, it will show me all these details. By default it will say only status up, but why it is showing all these things? Because there if you see I have enabled that okay, it should be showing other details also always. So it is showing you about your MySQL, about your memory, and each and everything it is showing. Beside this, if we just go here, so there is something else also like this info. So if I click on this one, so here you will see it is showing me all the details which I mentioned in the properties file, like the name of the application, demo client, the message that you should be subscribing to this channel. So those things are visible here. And then more and more things are also available, like this environment also it is showing. So for this it is showing these many things and something like this. Okay. So all these things are visible here. So as of now, let me just simply close all of them, and I will say don't save. And here also let me say force close all tabs and something like this. So that was the part. But The point is, as a developer, just by looking to this output, you can't monitor your application. It is very, very difficult. Okay, because here it is a very small application, it is just a demo. But in the real world application, the same thing is going to be in the multiples. There will be multiple APIs, there will be multiple beans, and so many things are going to be there. So just with the help of this JSON response, you can't basically monitor your application. So isn't it better if we can have something UI for this? The answer is yes. But the thing is, just to monitor the application, companies are generally not going to pay the money, and neither your manager is going to approve the same thing. So what if you can convince your manager that there is something free of cost available from Spring Boot only? And for this, you don't need a long amount of time in order to configure. You just hardly need something like 10 minutes to do so. And that's it. Nothing much. Okay. So I will be showing you the same thing only today. Yeah. And at the end, we will be also sending the mails to your manager. So let's see how we can do so. So first of all, demo 19 client I have already shown you. Now what I will do is I will go back to this one in the workspace, and here, instead of making any change in the client as of now, first of all, let's create the server, because there is no benefit of having a client in case you don't have a server. Yeah. So that's the main thing. Now for this, what I will do is I will go here in file, and then I'm going to say Spring Starter Project. And again, many times people keep on saying that, okay, you are not showing from scratch. So here you can see it from scratch also. Like there is nothing much. If you are reaching till this point, then you should not be asking to create it from scratch. Yeah. So this is the one. And here what I will do is, here I will be searching first of all for web, because I want to see the UI. I can't see any UI in case there is no API. So first of all, this web is very important. So I will be selecting for this as Spring Web. And the next one is going to be something as admin. So I will be just typing out as admin. Now the moment you will say admin, you will see two options here. First one is admin client, and the second one is admin server. So generally there are two different applications. One is server and the one is client. Yeah. In case if you say no, I wish to keep both the things in same application, then there is no fun of it. Like whom you are going to admin, you are going to administrate, or you are going to monitor the same application which can have some kind of issues. Yeah. So they should be two different ones as a good practice. So here we will be adding the admin server. And later on, you know that, okay, in the client, we will be adding the admin client. But these are the things which we need to add. Let's click on this next, and let's click on this finish, something like this. Then let's wait for it to create. And now it is looking something like this, guys. Let's go to this pom.xml and see what all things are available for us. So first of all, it says there is this URL, licenses, developers, and SCM. So I don't like all these extra things. Like these are unwanted for me as of now. Okay. Then it has automatically added some Spring Boot admin version here, that is 3.4.5. Since it is by default added by Spring Boot only, so I'm assuming this is the latest one. Okay. So my Spring Boot version is 3.4.4 and this admin version is 3.4.5, something like this. Yeah. Then here we are having the web dependency, admin starter server dependency. Then here we don't want to test anything as of now. So let me just remove it. And this I do always. Okay. So never try to have any extra dependency. Yeah. Then here I will see that, okay, this is the same thing which is needed, and I will remove this extra line. And here also I'm going to remove this extra line, and I will say here save. Okay. 49 lines of file we are having and nothing big. Now from here, let's move on towards the src main Java. So we will go here. Let me go to this one. I don't like this big name. So what I will do is I will just rename it to as demo. And here also I will just rename it to as demo, something like this. And then what I will do is here I'm going to say rename file also to demo. I mean, this is a simple, sweet name. We don't need a very big name here. Then after this, now since this is your admin, so here what you are going to say, here you will be saying something like this, enable, and then you will be saying enable admin, and then you can say something like this. So there is only one option of enable admin server. there is no annotation like enable admin client. So it is only enable admin server. So there is no confusion in this particular point. Then after this, let's move on towards the resources and application.properties. So here we can see this kind of a name, demo 19 server. I will just rename it as demo server. Okay, that's why I'm giving two different names. So this one is demo server, that one is demo client. Now the thing is that today both the server and the client are going to run in the same application. Now since not the same application but in the same machine. Now since they are going to run in the same machine, I can't use the default 8080 port for both of them. So for this one, I need to go for some different port because I'm not in a mood to change the port of 90 in my client. Yeah. So what I will do is I will say here server, and then I'm going to say here port, and I will be saying here 9090. Any port, whichever is available in your machine, you can set that one. In case you will say that, okay, in that particular machine, I'm having only server, then you don't even need to change it. Yeah. As simple as that. Now, why is it showing this error? Because, okay, we have removed the testing dependency. So let me remove these testing class also. Maybe in the next video, we will start doing the unit testing one. Yeah. So here, this is the one. And yeah, these are the only changes, guys, which we need to do. So let me just simply close all of them, something like this. We will go here and let me give it a start like this. So here, if we go and if I do something like this, so you can see that it has started. And it is looking in this particular way, guys. Then after this, so now let's go back here, and what I will do is I will go to this demo 19 server, and here I have by default created this particular API. I mean, this is just a single URL, nothing much. So I just thought to add it, why to waste time. And now let's click on send. So it's a get API. So you will see it is basically not returning anything you in the format of JSON. Instead, the output is an HTML one, and this is how it is going to look like. So you will see that, okay, this is looking something like this. Now you will be saying that, okay, Abhishek, if we just need to see here only, then what's the benefit of creating all these things? Yeah. So that is also important, guys. So what we will do is we will copy this, and let me go to this particular one. And okay, it has opened in some different screen. Let me bring it up here and something like this. And here, let me paste this URL, localhost 9090. And that's it. Automatically, it will redirect you to /applications. So this is how the UI is going to look like. Now, I guess the moment we are switching from this dark mode to this light mode here, then there is some extra bright light on your face. But yeah, it's fine as of now. Here you can't make it in dark mode. Otherwise, I really like everything in the dark mode only. Okay, I mean, that is good for eyes, the dark mode one. What is your opinion in this? Yeah. So after this, so first of all, this is how the UI of the admin server looks like. First of all, let's go through it a bit, and later on we will see what are the changes we need to do in the client part. So here you see that in applications, currently it says no applications are registered, and that is true. Because currently our client is not running, it is down, and hence it says that, okay, no one has registered, I'm alone. Then if I go to this wallboard, so here also you won't see anything. Later on we will see that how it is going to look like, but it is just a gray screen. I'm not sure why they haven't kept the same kind of a background in almost all these screens. Then here they have made it completely white, and this is journal. So here what will happen is here you will keep on seeing the different events, like whenever an application will go up or down, or it will change the status, that is going to appear here in detail. And see, they have also by default implemented the pagination. So by default, they are showing like 25 items per page. Otherwise, they can have options of 10 also, 50, 100, 200, 500 and all. Yeah. So we are not going to touch it much. Then here, if we click, so you see that they are showing these different languages. Now, this is not a part of internationalization and localization by me. Like for this thing, I haven't done anything extra here. Okay. You see that I just added the dependency, that particular annotation and those properties. Yeah, nothing much. So this is something it is showing by default. So if you will click on this, then I guess it will show you in Dutch. If you will click on this in Spanish and something like this. And as of now, let's stick to English only. Now you will say that, okay, Abhishek, can't we make it in Hindi and other Indian languages? The answer is yes, you can do it. But for that, we just need to do some extra amount of hard work. And as of now, for this demo, I'm not going to do that extra hard work. But obviously, I can show you. what you need to do. Okay, so what we can do is we can go to this question mark, and then here you will see more details about it. So you will see that, okay, its version is 3.4.5, and then this is for the administration UI for Spring Boot applications. To monitor applications, they must be registered at this server. So it says this is a server, and the other applications whichever you want to monitor, they should be registered here. Then for this, what you need to do is that either you need to add a dependency of Spring Boot admin client in your the other application whichever you wish to monitor, or you need to add something as Spring Cloud Discovery Client. So two options are there. Any of these dependencies you can add in your client application. Now this Spring Cloud Discovery Client we generally use whenever we are creating a complete microservices architecture. So that we will do in Spring microservices playlist, not as of now. So for today, we will just add Spring Boot admin client. Then they are having some references. They are showing the complete GitHub and Stack Overflow and other things also. So from there, you can just simply go. I will just click here and show you that how it is going to look like. Although when I was going through this particular website, I didn't found anything much. And see here, they have given the option to make it in dark mode and light mode. And see this dark mode, isn't it looking better? I'm not sure why people keep on saying dark mode is not good. So this is how it is going to look like when our applications are going to be up. Okay, so you will see that how many instances are there. Then you can just check more details also, yeah, and each and everything. So you can check out these things here, something like this. Also, if you wish, what all things we will be doing today, so those things are mentioned here also. But the thing is are that these are too many extra things. Okay, and all these things we are not going to do, and these are something extra. So let me just go back to mine only, and we are here, guys. Yeah. Then after this, what we will do now, let's go back to our code and start adding something related to our application. So currently you saw that server was up, and now what I will do is I will come back to my client part that is here, and then I will go to its pom.xml to my client. Then in this one, what we will do is that since we are already having so many dependencies, so we will just click on this one, and here let's see what happens. So okay, now it is showing me something like this. So I will again search for admin, and this time I will just say client. Yep, nothing else, only client is needed. Let's click on next, and here it will show like this. I have already shown you in previous videos how to tackle this part. So just click here first of all. Now it will show you all the things one by one. So first URL I don't need. Let's come back to next one. Licenses I don't need. Develop this SCM again I don't need, something like this. Then the next one is this property. So I guess this is important, so let's keep it, and I will click on this. Copy changes from left to right. So I will click like this, and I guess it is copied. It doesn't shows anything big whenever it copies, yeah, and that is something bad part I feel. Then next one. So next one, this thing also I feel is important, so let me click on this. Then next one. So this testing dependency I don't need, and then this part again is very, very important. Okay, and that is why I say that you should be seeing from this only. Don't just copy paste, because you will may feel that, okay Abhishek, wouldn't it be better that you just copy paste this one? No, that is not going to be better, because in that case you may miss something extra. Yeah. So now let's click on finish, and now you can see here. So it has added this particular version. It was available there also. And the main thing which you need to ensure is that the version should be same in both your client and server. So it should not happen that your client is running behind or your server is running behind. Both of them should be in sync with each other. So now both the versions are 3.4.5. Another best practice is that both your Spring Boot version also should be same. Otherwise, you may feel that, okay, something is not working or the another thing is not working like this. Then we have starter client dependency here. And then we are also having something like dependency management, which was added for this only by them. Okay. Why so? Because it is not basically coming directly from this Spring Boot. It is coming from something as code centric, and hence it got added like this. Yeah. So this is how the things have been done. Then after this, do we need to add anything else? So if I just think, I don't think so we need to add anything else, because we have added the client dependency. We don't have any annotation like @enable admin client. So there is no such annotation. But the question is how this client will come to know where I have to register. Because currently the client and server are in the same machine. but in the real world, they are going to be in two different machines. So how will this client come to know where should I register? So let's go to this one and let's come back here. And what I will do is here I will type something like this. So I will say Spring, then I'm going to say boot, then I'm going to say admin here, then I'm going to say client here, and then I'm going to say URL here. Okay, so if these options are coming, then you can read from them also. Otherwise, you can write on your own. Now here what we will do is we are going to provide the URL of our server. So that is localhost, and then it is going to be 1990. In your case, when they will be running on two different machines, then instead of localhost, you will be using the actual IP for that particular thing. And you may say that, okay, Abhishek, this property name is looking like bit odd here, that why it is client URL. It is actually the server URL. Okay, so even I was feeling same, that it is server URL, so why they are calling it as client URL. But when I read the complete documentation for this, so it says that, okay, this means that this is a client who wants to register itself on this particular server. So this is the client and it wants to register on this URL, and hence the name is client URL. It's like something very odd. I'm not sure why they didn't got any better idea for naming it. Yeah, maybe in future they will be naming it better. So it should be like server URL. What is the URL of your server? So it should be like that way. Yeah. So this is the thing. So now you see my client is also running on port 8080 and server is also running on port 9090. Now let's go back to this particular one. Again, too much light is coming in front of you. So yeah, here you see automatically I don't need to do anything else in case for you if it is not working. So just give it a refresh. Otherwise it is going to be very smooth process, that here you will see that your demo client is up and this is the status up. It says only one instance, because later on when we will go for microservice, you will see there can be multiple instances of the same application. But I'm thinking as of now not to create the microservice playlist, because trust me, we didn't got any good response for this particular playlist also. Hardly there are like 50 to 60 views only, even after a day or so. Okay, so that doesn't deserve like so much amount of hard work. So now what it says, so basically here it is showing the URL. Now in this URL you show this is the URL of this particular demo client only. Yeah, that is http://abhishek:8080. So what happens is that the moment it registers itself on this server, then instead of using the actual IP or instead of using the word localhost, it will start using the name of your machine. Now, since the name of my machine is Abhishek, hence it is using Abhishek here. What you can do is you can click on this one. You can say open link in new tab. It will say like this, Abhishek:8080. And then what I can do is I will say here / and I can say owners, and this way you can see it is working. So it is basically pointing to that only. Instead of localhost or instead of that 127 dot something, it is saying Abhishek. That's the machine name. But I will show you that how you can change this also. As of now, let's see some of the other default things. So that's it. You can just see here. You will say that, okay, then what was the purpose of creating all these things if we can just see this much only? Yeah, so I was lying. So here now we can go to journal, and here we can see what all things happened. So here you can see complete time and details, and everything happened in milliseconds only. Okay, the difference is very less. So first of all, it registered itself. So when it registered, it gave all this information, the name, management URL, health URL, service URL, and each and everything. Then afterwards, its status got changed. So basically everything, all the information from health came up here. So you can see this was the result of your health API. So this came and it says up and something like this. Then after this, few more endpoints were detected. So all the actuator endpoints were detected here. Then afterwards, it says some more info got changed, and here it will show you the output of that info API. All these things I have already shown you in that particular postman. So this one is the health API, this one is the basic actuator API, and this one is the info API. And that is how the things are going to look like here. Now you will say that, okay, Abhishek, again, this thing was visible in our postman. You said that you are going to show it in UI. So yeah, that's true. So let's go to this wallboard. And earlier you saw that it was only gray screen, but now you can see this demo client here. So this is the name of your client application. Now currently, since for me it is only one application,
So I can see this one big, what we call it as, this is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is, what do we call it as, hexagon? Yeah, this is an hexagon. Okay, so we are having only one hexagon as of now, but just assume in case you are having 10 such applications, so then it will be looking something like a honeycomb or something like this, because then there will be so many hexagons, and then it is going to look even much more better. And then you can filter from here also, like which one you want to see out of so many. So that also can be done. What all information it shows here, that it is up since 3 minutes. And this is not because of my that particular custom actuator. This is because of the default thing only. Yep. Then let's click on this, and this is how we see more details about this one. So in reality, you will be having multiple applications. So you can click on one of them and then you can monitor it in detail. So what do we see here? First of all, the name of the application. Very simple, very good. Then here we can see info. Now this info will be visible only if you will mention something in your those properties file about info and everything. So we mentioned app name, demo client, we mentioned message as subscribe Abhishek Verma to learn Java. So that is visible. We can see at what time it got started. So from this only it is just calculating like what it is basically doing. So it is saying current time minus this time, and then it is showing you how many times or how many minutes it is up. So like here it is showing since 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Yeah. And everything. Now this is your health endpoint. So something like it is showing, you can refresh the whole page or you can just refresh it from here. Okay, so it is taking me completely here. Let me go back. So you can just do like this. It will show you each and every health point. Okay. Now, whatever you were seeing earlier in JSON, same thing it is showing you in this UI format. Yeah. And like this is sufficient just to monitor your application. Okay. I'm not saying it is going to be very good API, but yeah, this is enough. At least much more readable than that. Yeah. Then what else we can see? So we can see how many threads are there overall in my application. Currently, there is nothing much, just one API and just a basic things. So you won't see much things here. But in reality, see what is going to happen. People are going to hit your APIs. Too much amount of traffic is going to come. So here you are going to see a good pattern, a good graphs here. You can see heap memory also. So these two things, this much is getting used. So you can see it is increasing and something like this. After some time, I guess it is going to become a straight line because no request is coming as of now. This is known heap memory. Okay. So both of these things are getting shown up. Then some data source connections and all these things are getting shown up here. Then let's go to this metrics. So currently here, nothing much is getting shown. But yeah, this is almost empty because we haven't configured anything much for the metric. Okay. So like for info, if we wouldn't have configured anything much. So this part also hadn't be empty only. So same way for metrics. Yeah. So that is something if you wish you can do. Now let's go to environment. So here you will see it is showing more thing about your application, like what it is, port number, what is the Java version, what is about CPU, vendor URL, and all these things. But you will say that, okay, Abhishek, all these things are like masked as of now, star. I'm the admin. Then also I'm not able to see what's the benefit of it. So this also we will do. As of now, I'm just showing you what is coming by default to you. So that later on when we will change, we will add more properties, then you can compare the difference. Okay. Then next one is beans. So here you can see all the beans which were created, the default bean also, your own beans also. So what I will do is I will just type for this owner, and then you can see there is owner controller. So owner controller is dependent on owner service. Then this owner service is dependent on owner repository and owner mapper. Then this owner repository is basically dependent on JP only, and this owner mapper is just with the help of mapper. So like this, you can just see more and more details. You can see complete part here. Then let's go to this configuration properties. Here also everything is masked here, nothing visible here. Yeah, but later on we will see how to do. Then conditions. So these are just some conditions, and yeah, just some basic things it is showing. And let's see if for owner I will be getting, yeah, there is no such condition as well. Yeah. Then here we will see schedule task. So currently there are no schedule tasks, but let's say that you say I want to create an application which is going to send some kind of, let's say, reminder or some automatic thing at 4 a.m. So that is going to be your schedule task. And those you can just see here, whether they are working fine or not. If you wish, I can create a separate video for that particular scheduler and cron jobs also. not as a part of this playlist. Then afterwards, let's go to this loggers. So here you can just see which all loggers are available. You can change their levels also. So by default, everything is info, but if you wish, you can change their level. So for mine also and for others, default and each and everything is visible here, but we can't see any logs as of now. Then what's the benefit of it? So that also we will see how to add. Then we can see some information about dumps, thread dump, heap dump, and something like this. From here, you can download the complete dump data. Some mappings we can see which all APIs and everything are available here, so that we can see here. Then here we can see something about cache also. Again, the cache I'm not using here, so this part is empty. So these are the things which are going to be visible to you by default. And that was my goal. You can just click here and it will take you to this particular thing. Okay, then this is how it is going to look, and this is like, again, it will show you all the actuator endpoints. And here I guess this is just to mark it as something like, okay, this is for the health. So this is how it is going to show you each and everything, guys. Yeah, so these were the default thing. Now let's start adding more and more things here. Now first of all, you will see here that currently I don't see any much information about this particular demo, like basically which version it is using or what kind of because later on your application is going to have multiple versions. So currently I don't see any of those things here. Yeah, and some other things also like build info and other things, like you can see here like these configuration properties. So everything was masked, and environment also everything was masked. So let's unmask these things. And for this, let's go back to this particular one. And what we will do, first of all, what I wish is I want to see more and more build info. So for this, I will go to pom.xml. Now these are the changes which we are making in the client, because for that we want to see more details. Okay, so we will go here, and then what we will search is we will search for something as Spring Boot Maven plugin. So currently you see that I'm writing here something as Lombok, and now what I will be doing here is that I will be adding this kind of a section. So let me copy from other screen and let me paste it below this, and now it is going to look something like this. So let me just select this particular part, like that is something odd which I say, and let me say Control A and Control Shift F. Yeah, so this is looking better. Okay, so build info. Now what it will do is it will provide the build info for this thing to your server also. Build info means this thing, like which version it is using, whether it's a snapshot or what is the name, group ID, name, description. So these things also it will send there. So this is number one change which we did. Now the next change is that I want to see those unmasked things. Okay, for that what we will do? For that we are going to say something like this, and that is going to be this management, like this one, and then we are going to say endpoint, then we are going to say env, then we are going to say show values. Yeah, and here we are going to say always. So by default, it is not going to show you because it will say never. But generally what you can do is, so that it should not happen that someone randomly got your URL and then they are able to see. So you can add security part also it. As of now, we are not adding security. So hence I'm just showing it random to everyone. Then next one, for those config props, because there were two different things. So if I just take back here, these are two different things. One is environment, one is configuration properties. So both of them are masked as of now. So as of now, for environment only we have enabled. For configuration properties, it is still disabled. So what we can do is, again, we will come back here and we are going to say management. Then we are going to say this particular as endpoint, not endpoint. So let's say something like this endpoint. And then here, let me say something as, okay, I'm still not getting the right option here. Config props. And in config props, let's click on this particular as show values. Yeah, there we go, show values. And here also, let me say always, something like this. So this we have also done. What it will do, it will show you the values. Next, after this, what I want is I want to see all the logs also, all the logs of my application. Now in the very first playlist of Spring Boot, that is Spring Basics with Spring Boot, I have shown you in detail that how you can log your data not only in the console but also in the files. So here I will just use that property directly, and that is logging.file.name. And here I'm going to say something as demo client, and then I'm going to say .log. So this is how I'm going to write it. Now in reality, there will be many more properties, but that I guess we will be doing in our capstone project, not here. Yeah. So there is going to be one capstone project also at end of this complete playlist. And that will be, I guess, something like 4 or 5 hours of video, just one video, everything in that one single video. But I'm not going to explain anything much in detail in that one, because everything I have explained in the previous ones. Yeah. Then after this, another one small thing left was that here you were seeing my name. So if we go there, so where it went in this applications, so here it was showing Abhishek. I want to see localhost here. So for that, what you can do? So for this, let's go back to this one, and then what you can add it, let's add it just below this one only. Otherwise the order doesn't matter. You can add it anywhere. So let's say admin here, something like this, admin, and then it is going to be as client in this particular way, and after this it is going to be instance, something like this. Okay, still big URL. Okay, instance service base URL. So this is the property which I need. Okay, and what you want to show there? So I want to show something like this, that is localhost colon 8080. Okay, so when we will go to microservices, there I will show you that instead of hard coding, how you can just do it directly. Okay, I'm still in a mood to create it for microservices, but you guys are not in a mood to support me or watch all the videos. So that's the only issue. Otherwise, I'm in that particular mood that we should be having microservices playlist also after this. Okay, let's not end up here only. So here, these are the things. And now what I will do is that first of all, let me restart the server also once as a good practice. Otherwise, what will happen is sometimes it will just keep on showing you the old data. So I will just start both the things. Server I have restarted, and let me restart client also now. Yeah. So here the one problem which I have seen is that your client is going to start quickly as always like other applications, but your server is going to take time. I'm not sure why so, but server takes much more time here to restart. Either if you wish to restart or you wish to stop, it will take time. Yeah. So I guess now the server has basically started here. And these are the things which we have added as of now. Let's go back there. Okay, now it has basically started. So what we will do is let's go back here, and now let's see what is the thing. So let me do it something like this, and yeah, we are here. So now you again see almost same things. So let's click on this. So first of all, here it is showing localhost 8080. Okay, so just now I shown you that property, client instance service base URL, hence it is showing me localhost instead of my name now. Now let's go to this wallboard somewhere here. Now it has again started. Now since I have restarted, hence it is again started calculating the things, because I restarted the server itself. Otherwise, if I would have just restarted the client, so maybe it would have counted the complete time. Yeah, and it would have shown you in detail since how much time it was down, how at what time it went up, and all these things. Yeah, so this is the one. Now since we added that particular info part in the pom.xml, so you can see your build details here. So you can see your artifact ID, name, time, then you can see the versions and the group ID, and each and everything is visible here. Rest everything is almost same in this one. I don't see there is anything new, and these things also I guess just unmust now only, the PID and all these things. Then from here, let's go to this metric section. Yeah, again nothing new here as of now because we haven't added anything much. Let's go to this environment, and now you will see all these values are visible to you. So you will see this is running on port 8080. In servlet there are no properties set, so nothing visible here. The Java version I'm using 21. This is AMD 64. Then here it is showing me this complete details. Yeah. Then afterwards I'm using this Java VM vendor, so it is from Eclipse. Then it is showing some more and more details also it is showing you. Okay, so each and everything it is visible here, so you can see the complete details about this, and you can see system environment and all these things are visible. Yeah, so that's the benefit of enabling that particular part. Now let's go to beans. So this is again same as always, nothing new here. Then configuration properties, and these also you see that we have unmasked these values also. Yeah, so we can just go here and see so many things were there. Earlier everything was must, show SQL DDL, generate DDL is false, show SQL is true, and all these other things. Now you can see their values. So basically it is nothing new as such. Everything was always there in your application, but now using this you can monitor. Yeah. So these were the main tasks, and now let's go to these conditions. Nothing new in this schedule task. Let me close it, and now let's go to this logging. Now here you see, earlier we were having only this loggers tab. Now since I added the logging file also here, so I'm getting this log file tab. And here it is showing me all the logs since my application got started. So you see that generally whenever we start our application, we see these things in the console, that Tomcat initialized on this particular port, then this database info, then it will show you something like this. So what happened was that first of all, when your client was starting, then at that point of time, it tried to register itself on this particular server. But you remember in between, I restarted server also. So earlier, once it got as null, that okay, it is not able to register itself there, but later on I restarted my server and everything was working fine. So it says application registered itself as this particular ID. So something like this is happening up here, guys. Yeah. And later on, when you will say that, okay, I will add more logs also, because currently in our application, we didn't added any custom logs, but if you will add those, then those also are going to appear here. And this is a very nice way. Otherwise, also there are many other tools like Grafana, Kibana, and all these. But for those, many times you need to purchase and everything. But this is something free of cost. So basically, I guess your manager is going to praise you. And what your manager can do is that instead of buying those tools, your manager can just give you a better hike if you will show them this option. Yep. Then these are something which was available by default. Mappings is almost again same only, and this caches is also again same only. Yep. So these were the things which we enhanced here. Something more we can do here. Yep. So what we can do here is that I will just go back to this one back somewhere at this particular point. And now what I will do is that I will go to this particular one. I guess told you in the starting that today we are not going to play much with the Java classes, but yeah, we are going to add something. So here I'm going to add a new class. So I will go here and I will say this class. And what I will do is I will call it as HTTP. And then I'm going to say something like this exchange, and then I'm going to see here config in this particular way. And then I will go here, then I will say something config here. I will click on this finish like this. Okay. So we have created a new class here. Now, as always, whenever I use config in the name of a class, generally I create it as a configuration. Okay. So this is how I will be creating it. That is configuration. And now let's go inside this. And within this, obviously, we will be creating a bean. So let's do. You will say, okay, Abhishek, you are not saying for why we are doing something like this. Okay. I mean, there needs to be something as surprise also sometimes. It's not mandatory that I should keep on telling you each and everything in advance. So you should be ready for some surprises also. So here we will say something like this. And here what I will do is here I will give it a name, or let me copy from the another screen and then I can explain you in a better way here. So this is how it is going to look like, guys. Okay. And I will say Control Shift O. So what I have done here is basically I have created a new configuration class, and within that I have created a bean for HTTP Exchange repository. And this is an in-memory HTTP Exchange repository. So this we just need to add here. Yeah. Then now let's see what magic it is going to do. And I haven't added anything new in the properties file. It is same. By default, it was star. Everything was exposed. Okay. So now let me just restart the client. So we are restarting client, and let's go back here and see what happens in between. So here we are in this one. And now you see here it is showing you something like this. Let's go to this general, and here it will show you more information also. Yeah. So here what it says that, okay, this is the one. Here it says these endpoints are detected. Some info got changed here. This is this, and all these things are there. Yeah. Let's go for this and let's click on this one. Now, do you see anything new here? Okay, not in this part, but basically in this part. Have you noticed something interesting? The interesting part is earlier after JVM, we were directly having there as something as mappings. Okay, but that mappings part was empty. We were not able to see anything in that one. But now we have something as web. Now the mappings came under web, and then we also have something as HTTP exchanges. Currently it seems empty. Now let me show you a magic, and what I will do is I will do something as localhost, then I'm going to say here 8080, and then I'm going to say here /owners. Okay, so something like this. So I have hit this particular thing, and now let's see here. So you will see the traffic is visible here, that okay, something happened here in this particular one, and here also you will see there are 2 new exchanges. It may take some time to load. Okay, so what it is saying is, it says there were 2 requests, one was successful for this owners basically, and the other one was failed because of this favicon.ico. Okay, this favicon.ico is nothing but like this symbol you see on the top, this green symbol, this kind of icon. So what it is saying is that for your application there is no such default symbol, like there is no such customized symbol. So that's why for this it is getting 500, but that's not an issue for us. Okay, now what I will do is that it will go away after some time. Now here let me just make few more requests. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. Now let's come back here. Now you see this one is even much more bigger. So that means that here there are even more requests at this time. Okay, so something like it is showing you here, and here also you can just do like this. Now you can see each and everything in detail. So basically what you are doing, you are monitoring how much traffic is coming to your application here. Currently, again, as I say, here only I am doing, not actual traffic is not coming here, but in reality actual traffic is going to come here. So with this also you will see that to which API traffic is coming and all these things. And otherwise you can go to that loggers also, and there you can see more details. Okay, so we can come here, and what I can do is, if I wish, I can just filter this owners part, because I was not interested in that favicon.ico. So I can just filter, and then I can see more details. I can see whether it is by method. Currently there is only get method and something. So you can see each and everything. Okay, if you wish, you can even enable this request length, request content type, response length, and other things also. But as of now, again, I haven't done anything much for this particular part. Yeah. So these are the things, and whatever more customizations if you wish to do, I have already shown you what you can do. You can just go here to this particular reference guide and you can spend your time. Otherwise, if you want me to do, then you need to subscribe to the channel, and that is very important here. But before you leave, I have something more interesting to show you. Okay, so what happens is that currently in between my application, my client is going down. Sometimes it comes up, then it goes down, then it comes up, and the only option is that I need to see here again and again. So like if I just go back to this one and I make my client down here like this, and now let's come back here. So what will happen? So let's go to this one, and currently it says up. I guess it will take some time to reload. So okay, currently also it is saying up. What happened? Why isn't it showing? Okay, now it is showing that okay, it is down. Okay, so now it is not getting info. So it will take some time to reach the data here. I guess it gets refresh in every 30 seconds or so, but it will take some time to reach the data in this. Now in this applications here also it is saying it is offline, and wallboard also here it is showing in this red and something like this. Okay, so it is down since 18 and 19 seconds, something like this. But the point is, as an admin, you can't just keep on looking towards the screen each and every time when it is going down, when it is coming up or something like this. Isn't it interesting if it can send you some kind of notification, a basic notification, maybe on your mail or to something else, that okay, I went down and this went up and something like this. Okay, so that can be done. Again, notifications can be sent on different things. It can be a mail notification also, it can be on Teams also, it can be on your Discord also, it can be on this particular what we say as Telegram also, and there are many other things also. Okay, even SMS you can get. Okay, but the easiest one here as of now is the email, and that I have configured. So for this, let's see what we need to do. So first of all, for this we will go back to this particular one, and for this we don't need to make any of the changes in the client. Okay, because who has to send you the mail? Server, not the client. So now there is no more changes in the client. So let me just simply close the client completely and come to this server part. Yeah, there also we just need to go to this pom.xml, and what I will do is I will go here in Spring Boot starters, and here what I will be doing is, okay, it is taking some time to load. Okay, it is up here, so I will be searching for mail here. So it says Java mail sender. and we will say next. And here let me just again increase the size a bit, and this first one I don't need. Next, I don't need this, I don't need this, I obviously need something like this. Let's see if there is anything else also. This I don't need, and we don't have anything extra. Let's click on finish. Okay, so this is how it is looking, and we have added one more dependency as mail. So this is something which you need to do in your server part, because server needs to send the mail. Okay, I mean, that's very simple. And now let's come back to this particular part, and here we need to add few more extra things. And for this, let me just simply copy the properties, and then I will explain you one by one. Okay, and please don't mind that I copy paste these things, because I guess then we can speed up a bit. Otherwise, I'm very slow in making these videos. Okay, so first of all, we say Spring mail host. So what will happen is that obviously Spring admin server is going to send the mail, but for this also it will be making usage of some existing host only, like Gmail, Outlook, or Yahoo, or anything else. Okay, so here I'm making usage of Gmail. Now, generally what you need to do is you just need to change this middle word to something as Outlook or something else. And this you will be able to find easily on Google, or in case if you are working in a company, then your company administrators can provide you these details. Yeah. Then there will be a port number. Most of the time it is 587 only. This SMTP auth, you need to say true. This start TLS enable, you again need to say true. And these are the default settings. Okay, so nothing much needs to be done. In case if it is your company account, then I guess they are going to provide something very custom stuff here, but these things are still going to remain same only, not change. Otherwise you can check with your administrator. Yeah. Then here we will be providing the URL of the admin mail. Okay, so here obviously it can't happen that it will just simply send you the mail. For this also there needs to be a mailing account actually existing in the real world. Okay, so there needs to be an existing email account, there needs to be a password for this, and those details you need to provide here, the email ID and the password. As a good practice, we should not again hard code these things. You see that even for the database we were not hard coding, so for email also we are not hard coding. Instead we will be providing these things with the help of our what we say environment variables. Let me stop it as of now, because later on it will take time and we need to restart it. Okay, so this email ID we need to provide, password we need to provide, and here you need to provide the email ID of your admin. Whenever your application will go down or up, you are going to send an email to a person who is responsible. Now that person can have the same account as this system email ID, or it can be something different also. Generally this system email ID is something which is untouched. We generally don't touch it until unless we just need to update the password. And this admin email ID is the ID of a person who is going to monitor all these things. So it can be the email ID of your manager. So let's say first of all, while testing, you can put your email ID, and later on you can put your manager's email ID, and your manager is going to be happy. And then what you can do is you can just make your application up and down again and again after every few seconds, and you can spam your manager with those emails. And then I'm not sure whether the person is going to fire you or not. Okay, so these are the things. Then now the next thing is that obviously we need all these details, and basically I need a particular password also. So what I will be doing here is that I will go to this particular one, and here I will go to an actual email account. Okay, so this is an email account which I created for this. So let me go here to this account. So see, it is showing my pic only. Okay, and with Java, so please subscribe it. Yeah, so for you need to go here. So basically it needs to be an active email account. It can be Gmail, it can be anything else. So go to this account section, then go to security. Then after this, here you see that what it is showing you, basically two-step verification is enabled. So this is very important. So you see there is a green tick mark here, which shows that this two-step verification is enabled. So you can use it to send the emails from your code only if it is enabled. Otherwise, it is not going to work. Okay, this is very mandatory, and all other things I have masked here because those were not important for you. Just this green tick is important, and this is up to you how you are going to do a two-step verification. Now after this, we will search for something as app password. So just see app, and it will come up here, app password. Yeah, and here it is asking me for the password, because what we are doing, we are creating a password which an application can use. So hence it wants to verify me. Okay, so let me just provide the password if I remember it correctly. I'm not sure. And let me click on this next. And okay, it is taking time. Okay, luckily I remember the password. Okay, now what it says, app password help you sign into the Google account on older apps and services that don't support modern security standards. Okay, app passwords are less secure than using up-to-date apps and services that use modern security standards. Before you create an app password, you should check to see if your app needs this in order to sign in. Okay, obviously our app needs. Okay, so here in our code, we are not going to make usage of the actual password, which I will use to sign in generally. Instead, we will be creating a password just for that application. So no one else can use that password. Yeah. So what we will do here is, here I'm going to say demo 19 server, something like this, and I will say create. Now what it will do is, here in this part, which again I have blurred, there it is going to show you a code which is of 16 characters, including some space also. So it will be a 16 character code, but with some space. So you just need to copy it and click on done. Once you will click on done, now you won't be able to visit it again. Yep. In case you have missed copying it, so just delete and recreate again. Yep. And that is something. And what I will be doing is that after this demo, I'm going to delete it. Yep. So let's come back here, and what I will do is that let me first of all paste that password somewhere else, and then after this what I will be doing there is, let me copy these system properties from another screen because that will be easier for me. So I'll show you what all these properties are, and I will just say here Control A. In my another screen I will copy and I will come back to this one, and here I will say open config. So whenever you need to provide configuration, you can do it like this. In the real world, we are making usage of the cloud, AWS, GCP, Azure or something. So there it is a different way to provide, but almost in your code, nothing is going to change. Okay. And you just paste it like this. Again, I have blurred this particular part. So admin email ID is the email ID from which to whom I wish to send the mail. System email ID is the email ID from which I wish to send the mail. Okay, that particular one where we have created the app password. And then this password is that password which we copied. Okay, so what you need to do is that after pasting it here, you need to remove those extra spaces in between, because your password should not contain any space here. Yep. So this is how it is going to look like without space. Otherwise it is going to remain those 16 characters only. Now you can say apply here and you can say close here. And the benefit is now I can share this demo with you also directly. I don't need to make any of the changes because that is in my environment variables, not coded here. Now what we will do is, first of all, I will start my server, something like this. And let's see whether it is going to work or not. In case your email ID is wrong, password is wrong, then you will be able to see some errors here. Okay. So currently it seems that, okay, everything is looking good. Now let's go to client and now let's start it, something like this. And okay, your client is also running, and let's go back here to this particular one and let me, okay, now it says since 1 second it is up. Again, why it has started from 0? Because I restarted the server itself. Otherwise it wouldn't have restarted from 0. So here again, everything is looking good, and this is how it is the thing. Now what we will do is we will go back to our code, and here I'm going to shut down the client. So I will shut down my client, something like this. Okay. In the real world, there can be many other issues also, but a common issue that you can shut down your client. Okay. Then what I will do is I will open some different, and yeah, what it will do is here it is showing you some errors, and this error, what it is basically saying, it is saying that, okay, it was trying to look for that particular client, which is down now. So those things it is doing. And in my mobile, I can see I have received the email. Let me just go here and show you also. So let me give me a second. I'll go here. And obviously I need to blur some of the things, and yeah, there it is. So this is the email, guys, which I have received. Okay. So here, as you can see that in the top, it is saying Spring Boot admin, although I have sent it from a different account. So the name of that account was not Spring Boot admin, but here it is showing me Spring Boot admin, which will clearly mention that, okay, it is coming because of Spring Boot admin. although my DP is visible here. Okay, so that's an issue. Then here it says this demo client with this ID is now offline. So its status recently got changed from up to offline. Earlier it was up, and this was a bit more details about this, that okay, we were trying to access it, now it is down. This was it URL localhost colon 8080. If you wish, you can do something with this. Okay, otherwise you don't do anything. Now what else we can do is we can go back to this code and we can just make it up again. Okay, so we will make it up again, and then we will wait that we will be receiving one more email here. Okay, so let's wait a bit, and in between, if you wish, you can like this video in the meantime. And also you tell me in the comments, do you want a separate video where I will show you that how you can send the custom emails, not for this but for any other purpose also, custom emails from your code, because here most of the things Spring Boot admin server was taking care. But if you want to send custom emails with attachments or without attachments, then you need to do some extra coding also. Okay, let's go back here and click on this. Now it says demo client is up. This is the instance, so it went from offline to up now. And then it says all these details. So basically this is the output of your health API, so that it is showing you here service URL, health URL, and all these things, so that if person wish, they can click from here also and they can access the things, something like this /owners. Okay, so this is how they can get more details also. So this is how the things are going to work. I hope you enjoyed this demo. If yes, then please like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, help me to grow more so that I can create next playlist also for you. Otherwise this may be the last bigger playlist, because generally we are not getting good response here. Okay, so yeah, thanks everyone, bye bye.